Libra, hi. So this is going to be a reading for November 7th through the 13th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out all the info about that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Libra, what's going on? Dum, 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 dum. Dum, dum. Dum. The overall energy for the reading, the High Priestess. Your intuition is on point here by the looks of it, so follow it to the fullest because it's showing up big time for you. In the recent past, the Temperance card, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Interesting. This is interesting because I see two energies, and one of those two energies is yours, and then there's another one, and you know how, they're coming towards one another, and when I see this, I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to meet halfway. But the way it's showing up, it's like you're passing one another. It's kind of like you're not stopping halfway, you're just passing. So, but, man. It's kind of like it's been a long time coming, kind of a thing where it's like, yeah, we're there, we're meeting halfway, and it's like, no, you just keep on going, the both of you. So it's kind of a weird energy there, but I mean, it doesn't feel bad or good. It's just kind of what, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it when we clarify. In the current situation, the Ten of Wands, the Devil, the Six of Pentacles, something is not equal give and take, and it's starting to feel quite heavy, quite hard. There's a situation you're dealing with, and there's something that is just not working out. It's quite toxic, possibly. It feels like you wanna make it work. Whoever is involved, anyone else, they kind of want to make it work, but it's just not, it's not coming together in the way that, it should, to create this energy of equal give and take. It's just not there. In the immediate future, the Two of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Hierophant. Waiting for someone to move, for someone to do something about something. It's whatever it is, it's quite an important situation here with the Hierophant, but there's a whole lot of waiting, even waiting for yourself to do something, to start moving, to make something happen. But there's I don't see much movement though. It's just, I see the waiting kind of takes over. Let's clarify. Let's see what's up. Let me see the High Priestess. The Emperor, the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. Yeah. Again, this energy of equal give and take, that's not that. It's not, it's not there. It wants to be there. The energy wants to be there. The energy actually is available to be there, but it's not happening. It's the opposite of that that's happening. So I don't know what the hell this is. Because I see it coming from the both of you, the intention. Hey, let's even this out. Let's make it right. Let's make it work. But it's just not coming together. And I wonder if it has to do with these energies that are just not stopping to meet halfway. Instead, they're just kind of past. The way I see it, it's almost like I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, neither of us are listening to the other. So it's kind of like words just passing by. That's kind of how I see the energy. Like I'm sending it to you, but it's passing you by. You're sending it to me, but it's passing me by. It's almost like you're not listening to one another or something like that. And that's why it's creating this off balance kind of an energy. Let's do the Temperance card in the recent past. The Magician, the Ten of Wands, the Strength card. Okay. This is just the intention that's shown up quite strong, you know, for things to work out, for things to work, just to work in the situation. But man, it's not working. It's not working. It's one of those things where it feels very hard, very heavy, but you're still there kind of trying to make it work. And I feel like you've been at it for quite some time here in this energy with whoever this is. Let's do the Knight of Wands in the recent past. The Seven of Cups, the Empress, the Eight of Swords. Let me clarify the Knight of Swords and then we'll go over both of these energies. For the Knight of Swords, you get the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. Now, that's a clear energy. The other one, this one, which I get the sense that it's yours, but I might be wrong. It could be theirs. It's quite confused. For the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Empress, the Eight of Swords again. It's just, whoever this is to you, and it is someone important, is the Empress, the Emperor that showed up twice, so it's definitely someone really close to your heart. But the thing is, let's keep it to the example of you and me having something going on, and I kind of bring something to you as an idea or an intention or whatever it is that I'm thinking about having to work with you on, and I keep it pretty straightforward, and I tell you, look, this is how I want it to be, and there's no confusion, there's no nothing to what I bring to you, you know, it's just plain intention and energy sent your way. Look, this is how I want for things to work out. And you're like, you hear it, you take it, but you run with it in a completely opposite direction of me. Oh man. And you want to run towards me, but it's like, you also want to amplify it or something. You take it in and then you're like, oh, that's great. Now let's think of ways to do that. And as you do that, you actually walk past me, just like the energies, right? I'm going with my intention, you're coming with yours, but with multiple ideas from it, and then you just kind of pass me by. It's like, you know, dust in the wind. You're not even seeing me anymore because you're so and again, I'm not sure 100% if that's you. It does fall on you a little bit on my end, the way I'm seeing it, but it could be whoever you're dealing with here. So the intention is good on both sides in terms of the both of you start from the same intention, but one of you takes it and runs with it and amplifies it and wants to amplify it at least, you know, looks at all of these choices and how to make that happen and gets lost in those choices where they forget the initial intention to begin with. And it gets all so confusing and you're just not on the same page anymore, you know, where you start off on the same page, but you leave that page pretty quick. With good intentions, but it turns into not great energy and missing one another. That's the thing. Let's do the Ten of Wands in the current situation. Eight of Wands, Three of Swords, Nine of Wands. And then it gets frustrating for whoever does that in the first place. That's the funny part, and that's usually how it happens, but it's quite funny and ironic. Whoever starts this whole, let's think of 1,000 ways in which we can, you know, work on the same thing together, and let's take it who knows where. I can't even, like, just someplace else. Let's take it someplace else. Whoever that is ends up getting upset because they're not being listened to, or because they're not heard. They're not, they're not listening to me. Ironically, they were the ones that didn't listen first, you know, or they stopped listening because they had their own little voice that took them someplace else. So it gets even more complicated here. It gets painful, it gets hard, it gets all sorts of ways, but not great. How do I put this? Because whoever's doing this is not seeing that they're doing this. You know, it's not seeing that they started taking off from the common energy that keeps this together. They're putting it on the other one because they're not listening to them while they want to bring in 1,000 brilliant ideas to the situation. Let's do the devil in the current situation. The Knight of Swords, the Hierophant, the Lovers. Okay. Again, intentions, great on both sides. Intentions, the best. Pretty common, pretty the same, basically. What you do with the intention afterwards and where the energy is going, where you're directing it, where they're directing it, whoever this is, that's where the issue is. And that's kind of coming through as something that someone does constantly on a regular basis. It's not the first time that this is happening. It's that initial listening to one another is there, and then it gets lost. Because it's like, well, I came up with 1,000 ideas. Now you got to listen to me based on why, when it's all so simple. There is no idea. There's just, you got that going, I got that going. It's the same. Let's make it work. Bam. That's it. But no, I have 1,000 ideas when it comes to that. Do they? Did you ask them? You know? Let's do the Six of Pentacles. Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, there's still, I mean, I don't see the situation as being lost completely, or there's still, at least energetically speaking, there's still, let's try on top of it all. You know, let's try to bring it to that common goal, to that middle ground. It's not that much of a trying. Again, it's just a little tiny bit, but the intention is still here to bring it in that place of let's meet halfway. Someone took off big time here, like in a very, like, big time. It's not opposite completely, because again, the goal is common. It's based on that goal that they took off, but man, they flew off here in 1,000 ideas that they had. Let's do the Two of Wands in the immediate future. The Death card, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Cups. To do or not to do, that's the question here. You know, there's definitely a sense of, I want to bring this back together. So that it increases, the intention increases, the intensity behind it increases. I don't see necessarily the action increasing, but definitely the desire to bring this together in a peaceful, loving, equal way comes at play. Because someone's tired of waiting, someone's tired of experiencing this through these energies. So it's like, fuck that shit, I don't want that anymore. So it's kind of like, let's drop the weapons, let's drop the 1,000 ideas, and let's just kind of bring it together. Now again, in terms of actions, I see kind of the same flow like I see in the current situation. But let's do the Page of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Six of Cups. Maybe it's intentional in terms of the action of things, to keep it steady, to keep it slow, to go one day at a time. Because there's definitely that sense of, I don't want to rush it, I don't want to push it. And it kind of feels good. It brings an energy of, I feel good about it. You know, the movement of this, I kind of feel good about it. But then you get confused, because what if it's too slow? You know, that's the thing. I would go with what you feel rather than what you think on this one, because when I see you feeling, I see a genuine feeling of, okay, it's feeling good this way, you know, at this pace. When I see you thinking about it, I see a whole lot of, again, you're going into another 1,000 ideas about it, and, you know, that's what got you into this mess in the first place, so you don't want to go there. So I don't know. It's really up to you. It does feel like a good pace to me as well, in the way that I'm seeing it, especially after I see you feeling good about it. So it's however way you feel it, kind of go with that or try to go with that. Let's do the Hierophant in the immediate future. The Ace of Wands, the World card, the High Priestess. Yeah, your intuition. I love how this reading started with your intuition and ends with your intuition, because it's like you had your intuition somewhere here. You lost it along, you know, between the 1,000 ideas that came along. And then at the end of it all, you're like, oh, light bulb, intuition. Huh. And you kind of go with that. And it ends on such a high note for me in terms of, that's it. That's your cue. That's where you should be, you know, in tune with your intuition about this, because it's going to lead you places. And you're already tuned into it somewhere along here, but it's definitely showing up as, yeah, I should stay in touch with my intuition on this one. And I believe you should. It's just a matter of, it's almost looking like the energies kind of went off a little bit, you know, out of range for some reason. There's again, the energies of two people coming and meeting halfway, they were there, but they passed one another because one decided to take off into 1,000 ideas about how it should be done and how, you know. So it's, I don't see it as a big deal necessarily. It did create a little bit of a mess here, but it could be restored. I don't see it as, oh my God, this is the end of this, you know. If it's just this, of course, I don't know if there's other things to it, but let's see what the universe has to close it off. Five of Cups, the Tower, the Seven of Swords. There has been some damage done. I can see that. You know, it's a matter of, can we heal from that and move on or not? There is the tendency of just giving it all up because it's like, it's too hard, it's too heavy, I'm not dealing with this, it's too much. You know, and sometimes, yeah, the damage is quite damaging. But it depends. It takes two to tango. That's the thing. I don't know how it can be restored. It cannot be restored by one. That's for sure. It has to be restored by two because it was created by two. But I do see the tendency to just give it all up. And I don't know if that's the case, if that's what you're going to do. As I said, in the way I see the energies, I don't see the situation going anywhere for now. If it can be restored or not, I have no idea. That's really up to not only you, but the both of you. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.